Welcome to the last piece of our hand-shaped building in Google SketchUp. So this last step is making the hand into a house. So right now I have a completely flat hand, so I need to use my push-pull tool to pull this building up. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up a little bit. That was a little bit. And I'm actually going to rotate around. I actually kept my girl here. She's actually giving me a good perspective to see how big my hand building actually is. So right now, that's about building size. So I'm going to leave it this size. Now, in order to have a building, you should probably have some windows and you should probably have some doors. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to add in some fingernail skylights. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my circle tool, and I'm going to make a circle on my pinky, and I'm actually going to copy this circle to my other finger so I have the exact same size. So I'm going to make sure I go ahead and select it. I've got my little dots. I'm going to use my move tool, hold down control, click it, and then copy it over to each individual finger. Now, if you don't end up liking the location of these lights, no worries, or skylights, I should say fingers, you can always move them later, which I'm doing right now. So I don't like where this one is, so I'm going to move it up just a bit. All right. So for windows, you need to be able to see through them. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my paint bucket tool. So again, my paint bucket looks a lot different than yours because I am using an Apple computer. So I'm going to go ahead and paint my nails, let's say teal. Now I want to be able to see through these windows, so I'm going to click on the bottom. You're going to have a little handle that you can change the opacity, which means you can see through it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it about halfway so you can kind of see halfway through it. And so when I click these at different angles, you'll be able to see within the building. And our last step, we're going to add in a door and a couple more windows on the side so our little lady can actually walk into the building. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate around. Now I don't care what shape door you used, just for this I'm going to use a rectangle. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a rectangle. I'm going to add some windows around the sides. And I want to make sure these are the same. So I'm going to go ahead and move tool with control for this one. And then I'll put a couple more over here. So I'm going to select the window, control, move tool, drag it over. All right. I don't like how that looks. All right, and then I'm going to fill this in with the same color I used before. Now you can see how it's kind of see-through because you can see the lines I made within the fingers. You can see the bottom there. And then if you are feeling like it, put in some windows over here. So maybe I'll make these square windows. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I'm going to copy this one, use the move tool, and put one right next to it. There we go. That looks good. So I'm going to make sure I paint those in. And that's it for our building. If you don't like the plain color, you can always color the building whatever you'd like. I guess I will do, I don't want this opaque. I want it, let's look at gray, because that just goes nicely with teal. Now if I want to color this whole thing, this is something else we haven't done before. If you hold down the control button, that will actually color in everything that isn't colored yet. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down control and click. And yeah, of course, it's not going to do it on this computer, which is fine. Of course, figures. So I'll just go ahead and spin it around, color all my sides that aren't done, and then it'll be good to turn in. once you have the whole thing colored. Let's check this other side. Yep. So, and that is our hand building. Thanks for watching.